Brett Morse, he's a dairy farmer, and this is his farm that we're on, and hey, all right, this early in the morning. Hey, we gotta make cattle.
That's right.
We gotta make some beef.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Top 5 Central. Live TV fails is something I think everyone enjoys, which is why we're super excited to bring you guys episode 17 of our Caught on Live TV videos. Make sure to like the video if you want to see more episodes. If you want to check out the full playlist of every episode, we'll have it linked at the top of the description. Let's try to break 5,000 likes and we'll post the next episode sometime next week. Anyways, let's get right into it. Number 10. Now you'd think if drawing pictures of people's faces was your whole job, you'd be pretty good at it, right? I mean, I remember thinking I was kinda decent at drawing when I was 4 years old, but this sketch artist, he's just something else. Basically, he drew a picture of a suspected thief that looked more like a child had done it, and the news anchor just didn't know what to do. Like at first, he was just trying to awkwardly take it seriously until he found out the sketch actually led to the dude getting caught. Once the picture and the man were side by side, he admitted how funny it was, and to be honest, I can't blame him.
Now this just in, police officers in Lancaster, Pennsylvania were asking people to be on the lookout for a man who robbed a store. And I think we do have his description. Can we take that? Let's take his description. Okay, this is the guy they wanted people in Pennsylvania to be out on the lookout for. He's got a nose and some hair that goes like that, and he was wearing a hat at the time of this particular crime. He's got kind of a chin that comes down to almost a point. Stands about 5 feet 4 inches tall. There it is. Get a good look for yourself. Oh, and now I'm getting word that police actually caught this guy, thanks to the sketch, no doubt. So here's a picture of the real guy next to the sketch that led to his arrest.
Where's the pointy chin?
It's uncanny, Lisa. The guy on the left is now charged with 2 counts of theft. Is being held in the Lancaster jail. And I say give that sketch artist a raise.
This wouldn't be so funny, except it's a real sketch.
Number 9. Admit it, most people have laughed at someone else falling over at some point, but normally that happens in private. With that said, these anchors had to watch footage of a model falling over on the runway, and they laughed so hard they couldn't talk live on air. It's super harsh, but the more they watched her wobble in the insanely high shoes, the less they could keep it together. Not only that, but even the co-host who was trying to calm them down started giggling, even though she was trying her best to look like the mature one.
This Fashion Week over in Paris. The latest fashions are on the runway for next spring. But there was a problem out there today. One of the British designers' shows had the difficulty. A model fell down twice. That's her going down once. The young woman wearing that pink skirt and the orange platform shoes never quite recovered after that. There she goes again. That had to hurt. That was uncool. That's embarrassing. This is at least the second time.
Well, you all are just really tickled by that, aren't you? You try walking in those shoes.
Hey, first of all, baby, I got enough meat on me that it's all right.
George. I'm sorry. Come on, girl.
We want to...
Number 8. Now, I don't know whether this guy decided to really commit to trolling the news station, or if he just has a super unfortunate name, but either way, this clip is gold. I mean, this dude got interviewed as part of a normal news feature, but he said his name was Hugh, and apparently he's a part of the Janus family. The poor woman narrating tries super hard not to make it sound funny, but even she can't manage it, and it ruins the seriousness of the whole thing. Like I said, it's definitely a troll, because I think everyone has come up with a phony name at some point, but still, this one is super hilarious.
Power line which would run 7.2 miles underground between Uniondale and Lynbrook. It would start here at Stone Avenue in Uniondale at their East Garden City substation. PSEG filed a state application for work on the project on Tuesday. This is a map of the proposed route. People we spoke with are worried about increased traffic near that route. That includes Hugh James. He works at a liquor store in Garden City.
I mean, Stewart Avenue is already bad enough during rush hour, so I think this could make traffic even worse, which is bad for my commute because I take Stewart almost every day.
PSEG spokesman Jeffrey Weir.
Number 7. It wouldn't be a live TV blooper video without someone accidentally saying something inappropriate, but I've got to be honest with you guys. I don't know how she managed to screw this up. I mean, she made it all the way through her weather report with no mistakes, and she just had to end it by saying slow and steady. The good news is, she tried, but she ended up saying slow and slutty instead, which is so not the same thing that I don't know how it happened. Even worse, her co-host said everyone knew what she meant, which I'm pretty sure is definitely not true.
On Wednesday, tracking some gustier winds, a mix of the sun and clouds as well, and then Valentine's Day. So far, so good. Looking like a nice day to maybe head outside with your significant other, or whoever you want to hang out with. And then the weekend, so far, so good. Should be dry, but in the 40s. So slow and slutty. Slutty? Steady. Steady. Right. We knew what you meant. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Danielle.
Number 6. Technical difficulties are always annoying, but there's something extra funny about it happening on a channel as big as the BBC. Like, I've got no idea what went wrong, but this serious political story was cut short when the camera ended up on the weatherman. Like, at first he tried to see if he could figure out what was happening, but then he just gave up and kept shuffling awkwardly in and out of frame. The thing is, even when the camera cut back to the end of the report and it looked like it was all over, it screwed up all over again, and we were back to watching him look uncomfortable. Yikes.
Robin, how significant is this move? Well, this proposal could see the biggest change to the leadership of this country, now the second biggest economy in the world, of course, for... Hello? Hello?
Number 5. Now, in case you haven't heard about this, a bunch of KFCs have shut down in the UK, and the chicken shortage has been driving people crazy. In fact, it's been so bad that people have been calling the cops, who are having to warn people that it's just not an emergency. Anyway, this woman being interviewed about it summed up everyone's feelings perfectly. She said she has to go to Burger King now. Now, that's already a pretty funny answer, but her face says it all, because going to Burger King has made her look like nothing good exists in the world anymore. Sorry, Burger King.
A bizarre story of our times. After KFC runs out of chicken, the police are forced to warn people to stop calling. It's not an emergency.
I've had to go to Burger King.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Number 4. It's a rule in TV to never work with children or animals if you don't want things to go wrong, but I disagree, because this animal made everything so much better. I mean, this weatherman had a live camera feed to show the weather in the Bay Area, but it got interrupted by a giant bird. Okay, just kidding. The bird was normal size, but it came to check out the camera and looked absolutely massive on screen. Now, it did get bored pretty quickly and flew away, but it seemed to look directly into the lens, so maybe it was actually trying to spice up the boring weather report, who knows?
Here's our live camera looking out toward, here's San Francisco, out toward the Marin Headlands here. So we actually have some sunshine for other portions of the Bay Area, down toward San Jose, East Bay neighborhoods, but still some stubborn overcast here over the city. Look at this.
He's totally checking out the camera, Mark.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
Like a crow.
I might need a little more time for this weather segment because we have a little visitor.
There he goes.
And it's like, okay, I've seen it. I'm done.
Perfect timing. That's
Outta
all.
here.
That's just that was a little short-lived visit, but interesting there. So our live.
Number 3. News bloopers are not a new thing, and even though this one is old, it might be one of the best. Basically, this guy is trying to deliver a Thanksgiving stock report, but just off screen, another host is trying to hold the turkey. Obviously, the turkey isn't too pleased about being made to stay still, and you could hear it going crazy all the way through his report. Even better, when the camera finally pans over, the turkey starts attacking the dude with his wings. Like, why was there a live turkey there for a report about inflation? What?
On the New York Stock Exchange, prices were lower despite a late rally. The trading was very active. Ed Berger's coming up in just a few moments. The Dow Jones Industrials closed down nearly 2 points. An average share of common stock gained 4 cents. More than 37 million shares were traded. Well, I got it. Tonight, our money reporter Ed Berger is prepared, I think, to talk turkey on inflation. Ed?
Tony, you know, the current inflation problem has made it very difficult to get any bargains. Now, it seems appropriate that our friend Tom... Okay.
There we go. Now you got it.
Well...
Number 2. Have you ever had that moment in the middle of a conversation where you realize you've been talking about the wrong thing the whole time? Well, imagine that happened to you on live TV, and the thing you mixed up was actually way less inappropriate than you thought. I mean, this dude had to announce the exercise of the day to his viewers, and he seemed pretty confused when it said swinging. With that said, he just went for it and started talking about the not at all family-friendly version until he realized it meant swinging like on a swing set on a playground. Yikes.
Your participation. I can't do this. What? Your participation activity today is swinging. It was acceptable back when Hal and Joanne were kind of the face of participation. So, go to the dollar store and get a fishbowl. Oh, swinging at a playground.
I wasn't expecting this fishbowl reference.
Yeah, put your keys in a bowl.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, unfortunately.
So, either way, you get your activity in for the day, I guess. There's that.
Well, good cardio.
Oh my God.
Some of the best.
Okay, here's our honorable mention.
40, we are talking with singer Meatloaf about his new album. You would have a picture of Meatloaf and then an 8-ball.
If he gets molested and banged in the ass, maybe, I don't know. Do we have the 5-second line?
Mexican. Yeah.
I am Vartan Asnayan and I got swag.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from Hollywood, California, Yerevan.
And why'd you lead cops on this chase?
Because I got swag, I wanted to make it look good.
Are you on drugs or alcohol?
No, sir.
You take drugs or alcohol?
What is drugs?
Number 1. So I know it's unprofessional to laugh so hard that you can't finish a news report, but this time, I don't think you could blame them. I mean, the story is about a man who farted so loudly that it counted as assault, so I'm not really surprised they struggled to do it without laughing. The best part about this whole thing is, the first anchor tapped out pretty quickly, but when her co-host stepped in to rescue her, he couldn't get through it either. So I guess it doesn't matter how old you are, fart jokes are always funny, especially when they edit someone getting arrested. What?
Well, more bodily functions in the news this morning. The next time you pass gas, make sure no police are around. A man in West Virginia faces assault charges after police say he passed gas and fanned the officer. I mean, don't laugh. After the man was already arrested for DUI, according to police reports of St. Cruz. I can't even get through this.
He passed the gas so loudly, the officer said it was, quote, very odorous and created contact of an insulting or provoking nature.
And there's our video on the top 10 most embarrassing moments on live TV. If you want to check out the full playlist, you can check on screen now. I think there's like the annotation thing, but thank you guys all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to sub, and I'll see you guys later.